right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. I just wanted to do kind of like a quick news roundup of basically everything that was kind of put on the table in front of us last night. Of course, talking about Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Fat Majin Buu, as well as numerous other events. Seems like that this could be a very, very good celebration, and it's looking like 2024 is going to be, I don't want to say we're on pace to be the best year in Dokkan history, and we're not even halfway through, but considering the sync is happening this year, this looks like this could be maybe the most memorable Dokkan year ever, so that looks pretty good. So, all right, we have the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Fat Buu. I don't want to jump into their details too much here, but generally, the gist of it, I would say, with the two of them, is they're at least on, like, Vegeta's level. Like, I think that both Buu and Goku should generally be, like, kind of on that level with, like, Toppo and Vegeta. So, like, if I put it right here, I don't really think I would change stuff from this. But I do think that both Buu and Goku would be in this Z tier, right? Like, let's not worry so much about, like, who's 1, who's 2, who's 3. I just think that, like, that's kind of, like, set in stone as the 4 strongest TURs. And I think by quite a margin. I do think there's... we almost maybe could even have a second empty gap, I think. I think the top tier is just, like, really far removed. So both seem very good. Very, very good. So kits look great. Just something to point out, too. They are going to be giving us this right here. Looks like we'll be able to get tickets throughout the celebration, which will lead to a guaranteed multi with potentially good characters, as well as guaranteed LRs, or at least a chance of getting LRs that are on the banner. Looks good. Definitely something that'll be very good for, like, free-to-play players, stuff like that, right? Remember, this is global only. These characters obviously are already out on JP. I think that this is kind of a necessity for global to do. Introduce these guys earlier, especially because of the fact that Goku has a very difficult restriction, a Buu Saga ally on rotation. He just needs one on the team for his intro. Just one on the team is not tough, but have one on rotation every single time, that is tough. And then Buu, I believe, just needs one for his intro as well. So it is, I thought, crucial that these characters come early like this. I've seen some people talking about, oh, what happens to the global EX part of the anniversary? I think it just doesn't exist. Like, there just isn't really an EX part for global's anniversary. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm sure people will say, like, oh, what? It literally doesn't matter. Like, we're just taking that part of it and pushing stuff up, which is the goal and what we should be doing anyway. The thing is I don't see, like, an EZA. There's no EZA for them to put in that place. They already took the Toppo celebration EZA. Bardock should EZA with Frieza in June for global. So, I don't know. I mean, unless maybe whatever the Dokkan Fest JP gets in June, maybe there's an EZA for a character and global just slides them in there. Something like that, I guess. It's still hard to tell exactly what's going to happen on global with, the Tanabata celebration being a major celebration happening during global's anniversary. I kind of don't, I don't know. I just think it's very likely a lot of stuff is not going to be out on global when this thing happens. All right, so there's Goku and Goku, Vegeta, and Buhan. Good that they are coming, though. Again, I think that's a really good thing. So next we have, this is the new stage added to the Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku Dokkan event. Obviously, that's going to be very good right there. And then we have the new Fat Buu Dokkan event. Fat Buu did not have a Dokkan event. There was one stage where he's kind of part of it. But that's kind of like a Super Buu Dokkan event. The one that has Buhan, it has Buu Tanks, it's got the Exchange Buu, all those different Boos. It's generally just kind of a Super Buu Dokkan event, is what Dokkan did with that, right? So, the Tech Exchange Majin Buu, that eventually leads to a Super Buu, right? So I think that any, like, Super Buu, Buu Piccolo, Buu Tanks, or Buhan Dokkan Fest would end up kind of in that Dokkan event that has just, like, 50 stages like that. They probably should have just splintered it off, but I don't know. Maybe it's not really a big deal. So, good that Fat Buu gets a Dokkan event. He's a character that didn't have one that really needs one. We do still have a plethora of characters. I mean, just off the top of my head, Krillin, Tien, Baby, Demon King Piccolo, I'm sure there's some other character that's very obvious that I'm forgetting. I mean, you could say Final Form Frieza. I mean, Full Power Frieza isn't that different from Final Form Frieza, but sure, Full Power Frieza. Um, oh, actually, Base Goku doesn't have one, right? Like a Saiyan Saga Goku? I mean, there's the 23rd World Tournament Goku one. Would they just make a new stage for that, for like a Saiyan Saga Goku? I don't think so. I think that would be a new event. But yeah, it's something like that. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm blabbering on. All right, next. New stage coming. Kamehameha for Extreme Super Battle Road. That should not be difficult. I do not think so. That should not be too bad at all. Oh, is this? No, this is stage 56. It's this. Yeah. We get the support memory. This is okay. So, Mastered Evolution is the final stage. We're gonna have access to the Android 18 and Krillin support memory. Finally, that's a very strong support memory. It is a permanent buff to Earthling and Android characters. That's gonna be great. Awesome. That's great news. Then we have this. So we have the Majin Buu Saga. Red Zone. Now, let me actually head back over. I realize I did want this again. Because look at what we got right here. They show us. So, let's go and say, where was that? Like, right here. Okay. So, looks like we can see probably 4 stages. Looks like Deborah is going to have a stage. Or, I mean, I don't know. Is it going to be just Babbidi's henchmen? I mean, they usually do have kind of like a throwaway stage at the beginning. Like, think of like, the Red Ribbon Army in that one stage are kind of like a throwaway. Lord Lude in the GT Red Zone is kind of like a throwaway, right? Turles is our throwaway in that Red Zone. So I think what we'll probably get here is like, it probably will be like 5 or 6 phases. We go through like Yamu and Spopovich, Yakon, Pui Pui. The only thing that does suck is that if they were going to do that, I do wish we maybe could have had better animations for like Pui Pui and Yakon and stuff like that. Maybe I don't know, whining about nothing. This is probably just part of the Fat Boo stage, probably. And then looks like these are going to be 2 more. Do we think Super Boo is going to be... It's probably going to be like Super Boo, Boo Tanks, Buhan. Ultimate Red Zone Boo Saga. I feel like Majin Vegeta could be one. So remember, that this would include any antagonist. I don't think... So, because the Gammas are a Red Zone stage, like, how do I word this? If they would do a Tournament of Power Red Zone, I think Kefla and Topo and Jiren would be in it because they're antagonists, right? And then Supreme Battle Spectacle, that of course would be, UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta and, 17 and the Universe 7, Goku and Frieza. That's kind of how they're going to do that. So I do think Majin Vegeta could be a stage in this. Kid Buu, I mean, pretty obviously would be the last one. I don't think they do an Oob stage, but that would be interesting. Although, I mean, Oob probably would get a Red Zone stage and not Supreme Battle Spectacle, right? I guess that's probably Red Zone. I mean, he probably won't get one, but probably will end with Kid Buu. That's gonna suck, man. Damn, it would be nice if maybe Kid Buu is part 2, the part 2 LR, and then there's like really crazy animations for his attacks and stuff like that. That was one thing that I felt like was always very aesthetically pleasing, doing the Omega fight, the Shadow Dragon event fight, is that, all those beautiful Carnival Omega animations, because these animations were really good, right? And then, we're seeing those in fights. That is something I'm definitely looking at right now as well. If we're just going to be fighting, bosses over and over that have shitty animations, at least when Gogeta supers me for 3 million, it's, the amazing blue Gogeta 9th anniversary animation, right? So, oh, yeah, thanks, Gogeta. I love 3 million damage. Thank you, buddy. Right? So it's rather than the 2015 Kamehameha type animation that, Yakon is going to have. So, all right, there's the Red Zone, but a new Red Zone is really good. So it's going to have the ticket banners. That's huge. And the stones. No info on what the reward is. I guess so the Red Ribbon Army red zone reward was a wallpaper, right? This, I guess, maybe could be a similar thing. I would hope that there is a support memory or something, but we'll see. I guess it's not the biggest deal. Battlefield is coming. We're going to get an EZA for Bobby and Deborah. Right now, this is going to be JP only, but the way I had it explained to me is that for every one JP Battlefield right now, they're skipping a one on Global. So in a few months, Global and JP are going to be tied on Battlefields. And you could say, oh no, but poor Global, we didn't get all the resources that JP did. I mean, well, here's the thing. Okay, I mean, I'll say this. I could get major blowback for this one. I mean, it was not a good banner, right? LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan during the 2nd anniversary. But that banner, did have the Battlefield medals as like a summoning bonus. I'm just saying. So, a lot of global players, to be fair, that was, 8 years ago, right? But if you're a longtime player, you, of course, would be able to have plenty of currency from that. Something I'm kind of throwing out there, right? But yeah, anyway, no worries, man. Global gets way more resources than JP in so many different ways, or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Then this guy's getting an EZA. This is pretty good. He does have the same name as the new Dokkan Fest. But to be fair, the new Dokkan Fest does really want to be run in slot 1, I would think, most of the time. This guy could be an effective option. If he's... Like, how would I make him good? Okay. If it's a full Buu Saga team, then this guy gets, like, dodge and major support or something like that. Like, yeah, 70% dodge, gets 40% damage reduction after supering, and then he gets Buu Saga, super class allies, 2 key and 30% attack and even, something like that. Like, something like that would be good. Although that would maybe hurt the Go Tanks. We'll see what the super class Buu Saga team's going to look like. We'll see. Well, I guess Tech Go Tanks would be hurt by that, but we'll see. This guy, Ezang, is still good. This character, Ezang, is still good. Kind of fleshing out some of these teams. Are they on... Wait, let me double check. Are they on Buu? Yeah, Buu leads Buu Saga. Yeah. Oh, hold on, I crashed. God damn it. All right, so we have that. We have them. And then... Oh, this is just something I wanted to tack on to the end right here. People saw this, and they were losing their mind. But the Legendary Freeze event's actually being nerfed. I know, it sounds absurd to say, but it's not. It's just, this event is very clearly, people will complain about it, and I saw even a lot of Japanese players were upset about it too. Global players, like our community, were upset about it. But this is not, I would understand frustration with this event way more if we didn't have the most fat year of content ever already. With Supreme Battle Spectacle, we're going to get the Buu Saga Red Zone. We have the Movie 2 Red Zone. We had the new Cell Max stage. We had Movie Boss, like Red Zone, Boss Rush. Like, the amount of content has just been silly. So them dropping kind of like this mid-tier or low-level boss event, this does not make me upset. Not at all. But what they're doing here, it's definitely this. They didn't specify, right? But it is 100% this right here. This ability makes this Frieza way strong. Like, it's not even close. This guy is like 3 times as strong as Golden Frieza because of this buff. So I'm telling, what's going to happen is they're going to either tone that down or remove it completely. That's going to be the change for this Frieza. Because this Frieza does hit pretty hard. Like, he actually hits, like, reasonable, like, like Red Zone Fusion Zamasu level. This guy just supers for 700k, right? Like, this guy's weaker than, Red Zone Cell, the Red Zone First Form Cell, so... there we go. Just a lot of news. A lot of good stuff is coming. Let me know what you guys think, but this Golden Week, to me, is shaping up to be a very good celebration.